All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I like to be on time, but I know with everyone's busy schedules, especially with beautiful weather out in certain parts of the state, we'll make sure that we get right into it and get everybody going. So we'll give everybody about another 30 seconds or so to join in, and then we will begin. All right. As we begin our call today, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mark Carbellano. I'm the Director of Sales here for A&B Insurance and Financial. The way that these systems work, if you've ever been on one of these online meetings, I do keep everybody in a muted status. But if you have any questions, type them in. I will address all of those questions. Typically during my presentation as we go through it, a lot of them I'll probably answer. And then we'll pause at the end for additional questions, and there'll be follow-up as well. So that way, if you guys and gals want to talk specifically, there's always that one-on-one conversation that we have following this kind of basic introduction. So let's get right into it. So thanks for joining us for the opportunity again. What we're going to do today is, depending on where everybody's at, I did take a look at the registration log to get an idea of where, some of the things that were important to everybody. We're going to kind of go through an introduction of A&B and who we are, talk a little bit about our team, and then talk a little about the different contracts that we have that are available and different kind of opportunities that we can that we can really build together. So as we have questions, just type them in the box. I'd probably stop at some point in time and making sure that we're all good to go. But let's take a look. Let's get going. So A&B Insurance and Financial. So what are we doing now? Right. So this is a really crazy time of year. We've just gone through open enrollment. Some of you may have sold during open enrollment, whether it was with a call center or an organization, or maybe you're an independent agent. And really the key is how do you be busy now? How do you align yourself with an agency that's going to help support you? Because, there are a lot of agencies out there that you can choose from when you're offering Florida Blue and other products. You guys have a lot of decisions that you can make. We've got a great team. We are a big family, dysfunctional at times, as most families are. We definitely are out in the community. That's one of the things that we do. We make sure that we're really embracing community events. Our team is out there meeting with people. I call it, kissing babies, shaking hands, making sure that we're visible. That way we can help the community. And that's, there's no silver bullet. And the way that one person or one agent in our organization likes to do business is not always the same as everyone else. And, really at the end of the day, it's just about being, really busy, making sure that you understand the process and you have those support structures. So who is A&B Insurance? What are the opportunities? To talk a little about ACA and Medicare, because, you have the options for both as well, contract options, and then the support that we're going to provide to you as well. So let's get right into it again, moving forward. So with Florida Blue, Florida domicile carrier, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida, same thing. If you don't know who Florida Blue is or Blue Cross Blue Shield, you might be living under a rock. Doesn't make you a bad person, but at the same time, we are one of only a few carriers that are here in the state of Florida. We have lots of network options. We have great claims experience and how we're paying claims and making sure that we're taking care of our customers. And really, we never really avoid any bad press. Now, that's really important because, there's always rumbles going on in the news about, the big bad insurance carrier. And Florida Blue is dedicated to our Florida residents and has been longer than anybody else in the state of Florida. We also have Florida Blue stores that are there to support you and support our team. Those are really for service. They do some sales, but they are there, and it really does help you in establishing your relationship with your clients and giving you additional support structures. You have to have a Florida resident license or be living in Florida with a non-res, with an address, and you're here in order to sell Florida Blue. So that's a lot different than call centers that are out there all over the country. We're here in Tampa as well. We all live here. We work here. And we're the only carrier offering product in every single county. 67 counties. We have a product in every one of them. We also have multiple product offerings with multiple networks. We're the only carrier offering coverage on all metal levels on and off marketplace. So lots of selection for you. Also, we have Florida Blue clinics, DCMG over in the Tampa Bay area. That's where we are. Sanistas down in Miami, Broward, Orlando. We have an emergency clinic that's wholly owned by Blue Cross Blue Shield. So it's really great to have those support structures and be visible in the community, and really making sure that you've got a great portfolio with a carrier that you can trust. You know, it's really important these days, especially with things that are going on politically, things that are happening overall. So what can you sell when you get appointed with Florida Blue? So when you work with us in any of our contract options, even working in the in-house space with us here in Tampa, you're going to have options for HMOs, PPOs, Medicare supplements, MAPD plans, both on and off marketplace, group insurance, and you could do all of the enrollments on the group up to 50. We have support structures on group if you're out in the community doing that as well. And a full line of ancillary products. Now, those ancillary products are paying weekly, so that really does help with cash flow, especially this time of year. So Blue Cross is easy, right? Everybody knows who Blue Cross is, but who the heck is A&B Insurance and Financial, right? So we are the #1 producing agency for Florida Blue. We sell the most Blue Cross in the state over any other agency, and that's a combination of Medicare and ACA. And year after year, consistently, we have been, you know, the top 5 agencies, you know, between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 3, you know, since ACA started, always consistent and consistently writing business. Consistency is really breeds success. And that's just, we have a good formula. The formula works, and our agents that follow that formula are very successful. We're also a founding agency and a little company called Alera. Now, some people always get this confused and they say, oh, that's that plan that they have. That's a qualified health plan. It avoids the mandate. No, take a look, Google it. We do large benefits. We are the individual marketing arm because there was 24 like-minded agencies that all joined forces to create a new agency, Alera. So we still take care of all of our agents. We do everything the way that we do, but part of a bigger picture that really is breeding success and more opportunity for us as well. Okay. So take a look at that. We'll talk more about it, you know, when we get together on a one-on-one. A&B has been a contracted general agency for over 30 years with Florida Blue. I tend to think we offer more opportunity than any other agency. Now, that's my perspective of it, but you do have to grab hold of those opportunities and run with them. You know, I always tell everybody, I say, you know, you've got to want to do it. You know, the insurance business is not like it used to be. You know, commissions have changed. You know, things have really morphed themselves, and we're still paying commissions. We're still making SEP commissions, and we're still writing, you know, a few hundred applications every single week, making sure that the agents and the team that wants to be busy can be, working from home or in, you know, our office in Tampa. We have offices throughout the state as well, and you have that opportunity. Now, those of you that are interested in working in the Tampa office with the salary position, that salary position right now is only available in Tampa, okay? But we have independent agent supported contracts that we're going to talk about that you would absolutely be able to grab hold of, and again, get paid weekly with our ancillary product line as well. So we've been doing this for a really long time in Florida, and, you know, we love insurance. I know it sounds kind of hokey, but a lot of agents really get into that situation where they're talking about Florida Blue. You know, why am I going to sell Florida Blue? I could sell Molina. I could sell Oscar. They're going to be here this year. I could sell AM Better. But you're limited into where you can market, what counties you can work in. And a lot of people over the years, you know, say, well, why do I want to sell Florida Blue? You know, we're the only carrier that's offering all 67 counties help. We do have aggressive pricing. Basically, those of you that are familiar with the marketplace, anybody, we pretty much, any county you went to this year, if you were right around 250% of the FPL or lower, you could get your hands on a free plan. We had bronze plans and have bronze plans that have doctor visit copays, free visits, generic medications covered, and that plan, zero premium. So really interesting for what you could do in helping a customer and layering ancillary products, making sure that you have that good flow. Zero deductible plans on platinum, gold, silver, of course, available to your membership. So it really does help in the conversation when you've got great products, great networks, and we have a lot of people that we could talk to. Easy enrollment platform. Some of you may be using healthcare.gov, third-party entities, maybe like Aka Express or something along those lines. Florida Blue has a really slick enrollment platform, so that's going to help you a great deal, help you control your business, look up your business, not having to log in with usernames and passwords for the member and all this other stuff that you might be doing, and you certainly don't have to call the marketplace. So really makes it easy. Renewal lookup tools as we get to open enrollment, making sure that you're helping the right people, being compensated correctly, and having that full suite of products to really help everyone. Everyone you talk to, you will end up having a solution for their issue, right? And so it could be, a gap in out-of-pocket expenses. It could be, hospital indemnity that's necessary. They could just need catastrophic style coverage or short-term or ancillary accident plans, critical illness, heart attack, stroke, and the list goes on. And it may seem overwhelming, but, as we have those products, that makes it easier for you. And you take one at a time to get comfortable with it until you're successful. The other thing is that, you don't have to sell the brand with Florida Blue. If, people know the brand, and we invest a lot of money for our team. And, it's daunting the amount of energy that we put to drive opportunity. We do, a lot of things for our members as well to get them engaged with us. So, in a communication standpoint. So we're on TV, we're really, talking to people, getting them excited, and then those calls are all driven to our team. And we'll talk a little bit about how we market after as we, in more detail, as anybody has any questions. So somebody was already asking this question. Let's talk a little bit about captive and exclusive. I know that a lot of people just kind of shy away from Blue Cross because of the exclusivity. I don't call it captive, I call it exclusive. And typically, this is not really, it's a non-issue once you really start getting into it. Where it could be an issue, just to be completely upfront, I don't like to sugarcoat things, is if you're working in the Medicare market. Now, if you're working in the Medicare market, are you going to have a relationship with Blue Cross, A&B Insurance and Financial, or any Blue Cross entity that you're working with in the state of Florida? So you say, oh, Mark's a great guy, but I talked to this other agency. They said I don't have to be exclusive. You do. And you have to be exclusive on the under 65 products and health and your Medicare. And the Medicare sometimes can be a little challenging for those of you that are out there brokering. And if you're already a broker with Medicare, that may be your gig. We don't disturb anything that you have in place. We are just talking about things moving forward. So you don't have to give up any of your contracts. It's not like you have to terminate them. You just can't write any new business with them. Blue Cross does do a lot to really make sure and monitor that. We monitor it internally as well, just making sure that you're doing the right thing. So captive means, you're selling all of your products, everything through Blue Cross. And that's just not the way that it is. I mean, if you're selling P&C, you're selling other life insurance, continue to do that. If you are looking for a supported relationship from us, then the exclusivity does come into play, because if we're providing leads and we're providing opportunity, then you would be exclusive with us and all of our products. And we have all of the products with 30 plus years experience. If you're selling life insurance, we probably already have those contracts. We would just move some of that over to us. That's because we're providing you the opportunity. But people always say, I need to be able to give my client whatever they want. And in some cases, and in this case, you're not hurting your client by only offering Florida Blue. And if your client demanded to be with AM Better or Molina, as you peel back the layer of the onion and you really start looking at the product and the network and the benefits, typically there's never an issue. Blue Cross is very, very rarely do we ever end up walking away from a sale. And the answer is yes. You would have to walk away from a sale if if it wasn't a good fit. So in Medicare, that sometimes can be a little challenging. But I started off as a broker, and when I got into it, it's really I said the same thing that many of you may say is that I don't want to be exclusive, I don't want to be captive, and I was shocked at the result once I got involved. Wrote more business, had a lot of credibility, and just great products overall. And it's so much easier to have to only know one product than to have to know an entire suite of United, Humana, Aetna, everybody. So it's a lot less to remember. Let me pause for a minute right here. This is usually where I like to stop for a second and just make sure that we don't have any questions about the exclusivity, captiveness, all of that kind of thing. So hopefully that answered a couple of the questions that were coming through. But if not, now we do have a little of opportunity for those of you that are selling DSNP. We released a dual eligible product that is available in Orange, Polk, Miami-Dade, and Broward. That's going to have an expansion into some other counties this year. And we could talk about that for those of you that may, kind of go through that. Question coming in. I can continue to run my business as before because I'm not doing health and Medicare. Right. So if you're a PNC agent, if you're, you have a tax service or whatever your business may be, continue to do that. And then we would just add this and it'd be blue moving forward. Do we require AHIP certification? We'll talk a little bit about that towards the end, but no, we don't. Florida Blue has their own training modules for Medicare certification that you would do. Any other questions? So, I pose the question to everybody. I like to ask the question of what are you doing to make money now? We're writing SCPs. Our carrier is still paying commission. So this is a lot different than a lot of carriers that are out there. So, do you have a suite of products that you're selling? Do you have access? Are you having the support structures and the people to talk to? Because that also makes a big difference. As I said earlier, you've got to find a fit for you that makes sense. And it's important because this is a big decision. A lot of agents will go from agency to agency and this, that, and the other thing. And that is, we're looking for more of a long-standing relationship. And there is effort that's involved in this, and that you're going to, education and learning, but at the same time, you need support. So as you search for an agency, take your time and make sure that you vet them and make sure that you're comfortable with them and you read their contract and all of that good stuff that goes along with it, because it's really important. But we're offered supported agent contracts, as you saw. Talk a little bit about what that means. An unsupported agent. We have agency contracts. There was one person that had, I don't know if they're on the call today, was interested in agency contracts, and then in-house sales team. Now, as I did mention, the in-house sales team is only available in our Tampa office currently. So all of our contracts are going to come with training, come with education. We're going to spend time. We do weekly meetings and updates. We're going to make sure that we help you with marketing support. We are making sure that you understand sales and administrative support. We have customer services here in our office, as well as the carrier that can also assist. And there are direct carrier bonuses. Those direct carrier bonuses from any number of the carriers that we work with. If we're talking about Blue Cross, they do monthly bonuses, quarterly bonus, and annual bonuses. So we love bonus. Bonus, bonus, bonus. I feel like when my mother is playing her slots game, it's pretty funny. Bonus, bonus, bonus. So first, let's talk about a fully supported agent. We provide leads, live transfers. We have a CRM that you have access to. You have access to all of our events and marketing support. We have programs with provider offices. We have mentoring and training programs, growth opportunity for that as well. And then we pay weekly, right? So but not every product, a selection of products. So we go through that and we make sure that you're finding, you understand that, you know how that is going to pay out and you're comfortable with it. Do a ton of social media marketing. Like we did a TV thing the other day again. So lots of really good stuff to drive activity an opportunity. It's kind of turnkey. The only thing is your investment in time and energy and focus. It's a business in a box. We're going to keep you busy all year if you want to be. We sell more products, and in our supported contracts, when we do that and I'm providing you with the leads and our team is providing you with these opportunities, there's an expectation that your life carriers, if you're selling life insurance, they would flow through us. You wouldn't have other contracts that you're facilitating business with if we're providing you with the opportunity. It's usually pretty straightforward and understood industry standard. Because of that, we have some unsupported contracts because you may not want the leads, you may not want the opportunity, you may be busy enough. That's great. But I would advise that if you're going to do this, you really should have a current book of business or you should have a marketing plan. You're doing it now. It's really designed for people who are current producers, and we just pay a little bit more comp. So we don't give any leads, we don't give any live transfers. You can keep your contracts with your other life carriers or wherever else you're writing business that you're happy with. None of that gets changed. We just gave you a contract with Florida Blue, and it's a little bit higher than than a supported agent. So agency contracts are exactly that. You have to have an agency. You need a physical location. You can't be working out of your house in that scenario. You have to have 3 producers plus the principal agent. You're going to do all your own commissions, all your administrative support, all of that rolls through you. So your team does all of that. And then all the exclusivity rules still apply. Now up on this slide, it does say Orlando, but they're not ready in Orlando for in-house. So we'll be a little closer to open enrollment. In our Tampa office, we do have some seats that are available. So we're actively looking for in-house team. And I got to tell you, the industry has changed so much in the last few years. And it's getting harder and harder for an independent agent, the unsupported agent that we were looking at before, to really be successful. It's expensive to market. It's expensive to find and obtain that business. So we're seeing a lot of agents, even like 1099 commission only agents, really making that move to an in-house sales team because your earning ability is really no different, but there's better structure. With our in-house team, you're going to receive, we take care of your E&O, we take care of all of the appointment fees, we do all of that. We go through that whole process. You work in our environment at the office. We provide the computers. You have health insurance, 401k with matching. So it's just a lot more going on, and it's a full year position. Now we will be hiring some seasonal staff, but I never know because we have to create a relationship, and there's people that come in seasonally that end up being here permanently as well. So we prefer long-standing relationships. It just makes life easier. It's hourly plus bonus. That hourly is going to range based upon, your education level. Typically, we pay for training. So we'll go through that on our one-on-one interview. So that way we can talk about that. And that's something that we're going to contact us after this meeting. Once you see if this is something that you like, if you enjoyed it, and then we could talk all the details. All right. So you have a lot of potential. You have to be aligned with the best agency, the agency that is going to support you. What you have to understand is, what did you earn last year from AEP? If you were even in the business, were you selling products in last AEP? How many ACA applications did you write? And did you have someone helping you and assisting you? Where'd you find that business? How much did it cost you to find that business? And could you have invested that money and time, and what was the return? Could you have sold more business, and are you currently embracing sales? Are you currently doing SEPs? The thing is that with us, we have phenomenal potential for you because we have a proven track record. So it makes sense to be aligned with someone like us and making sure that you are going to be able to write during open enrollment applications per hour. Our agents come to me and say, hey, I want to make X, Y, and Z. I know how many applications you have to write per hour. It's very simple when you break it down into a math formula. So our agents typically are going to write, 300-400 applications, and that 500 plus for super producers. And we've got, the top producer in the state. They wrote over 2,000 applications. So don't sleep. It's like a 24-hour a day during open enrollment, but there is huge potential rest of year. There is a huge potential now, so you can still continue to write business. You also have the opportunity for Medicare. Our top producers will write over 300 during open enrollment and then consistently write that business throughout the year. And that's really going to, that's really what makes the difference overall. So, we had better rates in 17. We write more applications. We expect everybody to work full time. If you're a supported agent, you should be, putting down a minimum of 300. You should be doing at least 50 to 100 Medicare applications every single year. And that adds to great revenue. And when you start to look at the math of this, it's really amazing, right? It's just amazing opportunity, but you've got to do it. As we start talking one-on-one, we'll talk a little bit about applications, compensation, depending on what, is going to be the best fit for you. And then we could also talk about what that earning potential is going to be in a one-on-one capacity. Silver is obviously the most, sliver, that's pretty funny. Most popular pan is sliver. That's awesome. Oh, that's so funny. But where we are now is having that portfolio. So I would ask you guys, do you have a portfolio that's giving you these ancillary products that you could be writing business on a regular basis? And the people that you're talking to, do you have these products that are paying you weekly? Are you feeding your family? Are you eating? Are you meeting your income demands that your family has on you? I mean, you've got to be doing it. We are absolutely a full service agency. And if there's products out there that are going to be profitable, help our customers, fill a need, we're going to already have them or we will get them for you. So a lot of people say, well, how much money am I going to make? It really depends on your commitment and that full-time commitment, setting a schedule for yourself, doing what you got to do to be successful. So that is, if you say, well, I want to be a fully supported agent, I want leads, I want live transfers, we have an assumption that you're going to, you're all in at that point. So, we'll talk about it, make sure that that's going to be a good fit, or you can go unsupported. That would be fine. Be able to use a PC effectively and efficiently. Everything that we do is online these days. So if you can't use a computer, we can teach you everything about insurance. We could teach you anything you can possibly imagine about insurance, but we can't teach you how to use a computer. So that's going to be one of the big things. If you are going to a commission-only relationship, unsupported agency, you must carry E&O. So that is something someone had asked earlier as well. So you will carry your own E&O. Set up and appointment fees. There's no setup fees for anything that we do, but Blue Cross does charge an appointment fee, and then you would be responsible for that. Now, those of you that are, and of course, an insurance license, that would help. And it's got to be the proper licensing. So if you are going to the in-house team, you want to come and work with us in Tampa, you still have to be able to use a PC, absolutely, but we'll cover your E&O, appointment fees. We'll make sure that everything is in line for you. So there's no expenses there, but your investment, again, in time. So what are the next steps? What do we do now, right? You heard a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Okay, great. Sounds good. What are the next steps? We have to think about what your contract is going to be as far as your involvement. Do you want that supported contract, unsupported? Then we'll go over the detailed comp structure together so you understand it. Complete the contract paperwork. That paperwork and the writing number typically gets issued in about 2 weeks. During that period, we're doing training and readiness. We actually have a start date for in-house people right now. We have a training session set up on the 9th, I believe it is, of July. And then there'll be some future ones as well that'll be coming out. So we're continuing to, have our team educated, and we are always doing, education events for everybody. So you can contact Crystal or Viana. Those are your best points of contact to really start that conversation. Reach us at our Tampa office, and then of course we can make sure that we're addressing all of your questions, go over everything, and see if it's going to work for you or not. So let me pause right now for some questions, see if anybody's got anything for me, and that way we can go from there. All right, question coming in. How do you get your leads? What do you do for marketing? So great question. So we are everywhere. We have probably 50 or 60 different landing pages that we use SEO, SEM, and all this other SE stuff that our marketing team does, and we spend a boatload of money online. So we create leads, but our goal is to create live calls, inbound calls, people calling us, and we've been very, very successful with that. TV has been huge for us, as I said earlier. Great success there in driving opportunity. We're really good at geo-targeting those people to get those people, again, to call. You know, a lot of agencies and everybody's guilty of it. We are too. You get leads or you buy leads. We don't buy leads anymore. Very, very rarely do we buy any leads. We create them ourselves. We have the control. We know where they're coming from. We know what the request was like. We use a couple of different marketing arms that we call ourselves, like Free Obamacare. You might have seen that on TV. AmeriCare quotes, you might have seen that out there as well. So there are some really nifty ways that we do it, and the secret sauce works pretty well. All right. What other questions might we have? I am in Orlando. I want to be in-house. Would I be able to transfer when that office opens? The office is open. We're just not hiring for in-house in Orlando. So you could start as a commission-only agent if you'd like, but I don't have any positions in Orlando hourly currently, salary positions. I'm on the southeast. Is there an office close to West Palm that I can work out of? We have a small office in Boca, executive suite. We're actually moving it. So typically our agents in South Florida are working out of their home, out in the field. That is typically where everybody's doing that. How do we get leads for special enrollment? You join. We are creating leads for SEPs. We're, actively, we've got a lot of secret sauce. I mean, we've enrolled, we've got, close to 100,000 members, I would say, over the years here, and the last couple of years that are in our book with our agency partners and what we do. So we know really how to work the system to get the results that we're looking for. So we are currently enrolling people, special enrollment, all day long. Are there leads for unsupported agents? No, there's not. So if you go unsupported, we just don't provide the opportunity. We infuse some more money in the contract, so that way you can go and do your own marketing or own lead purchases. All right. Are there renewals? Are there renewals for sales? So in the ACA world, there's renewals. They're smaller. Depends on what you're talking about and which contract. So in-house, it's typically bonus, and then there's retention bonuses and things like that, but they're really simple, the bonuses that we have for in-house. You don't need like a calculus degree to kind of figure out what your bonus is going to be, so that's really easy. There are renewals for Medicare, Medicare supplements, ancillary products. ACA does have a renewal, but as they change the landscape of ACA, every year they've been fidgeting with the commissions. So I don't know what the commissions are going to be for 2019 yet, and no one does. My crystal ball is broken, or I might have the lottery numbers. Interesting. So that being said, as of today, yes, there are renewals, but we'll have to wait and see what open enrollment brings. As a 1099 commission-only agent, will training be available as soon as joined? Absolutely. Training is available now. So our training is web-based. So depending on where you live, you could always join a live training, but because we understand that not everybody learns that way, and we always can't be face-to-face with everyone with 400 plus agents throughout the state, we have all of our training recorded. So you can utilize the video training. Then we have some self-assessment tests that you'll take. We do some quizzing and making sure that you're comfortable, and then get you off to the races. And no, you do not have access to any incoming calls if you are unsupported. Now, occasionally during open enrollment, I will ask all agents to assist, but I can't count on, I can't guarantee that because we have supported agents that we drive that opportunity first. But to give you an example, we had, I think it was like 12,000 phone calls the last day of open enrollment. So it was all hands on deck. I, had everybody, taking everything we can. You can work from home. Absolutely. If you're unsupported, you could work anywhere you would like. You could work on the beach, a boat, houseboat, your happy place, wherever that may be. As long as you have access to a phone and internet could be your phone as well, you're good to go. How about Medicare training? Okay, is that done online? Absolutely. So Florida Blue has their own training that they will do. That's a requirement to sell Medicare. And then we have training to give you the ins and outs of it and the real world experience of what that process is going to be like. So we train on that. We love Medicare. We're very good at Medicare. We find great success in Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements. So absolutely yes. Can we attend events during enrollment? I don't know if I understand, but if you are a supported agent, you have the events available to you. If you go unsupported, again, after we offer the opportunity to our supported team, if there is a gap and we know that that's something you might want to do, we can offer that to you. Is AHIP needed? No. Florida Blue will do their own training with you. So even if you've completed AHIP, you still have to go through the Florida Blue compliance training that they have. Good questions. For supported agents, how do we get leads? So we use a CRM system. We have a phone system that we drive live calls and leads to. You request those leads from our lead department, and then they will deliver those leads. We monitor your sales based on the leads that you're given, making sure that you're being successful, making sure that you're closing, the appropriate amounts based on lead types. But really the live inbound calls are, where everyone wants to get to. So how quickly do you get live calls if you're supported? Once you know what you're talking about, once you know the product, once you know the particulars on the ancillary and you're not walking away from, silly sales and you know what you're doing, then we open up that for you. Yes, you can be a home-based supported agent. You just can't be a home-based salaried agent, but you can be a home-based supported agent. And anyone who is thinking of working from home, my advice, be honest with you, is when you get started, you want to spend time with the team. You need to, get all of the ins and outs and making sure that you're comfortable with all the processes and the product. It is a mountain of information. I don't want anybody to kid themselves. If you're just getting into this and, this is newer for you, the sheer volumes of data and information that you have to kind of wrap your head around and process. So, it's just a lot. So we like to make sure you're supported in that. All right. Any other questions? So I really look forward to talking to y'all. You have my email address from the login. The phone number again is 813-288-9500. You'll speak with Crystal or Viana, and then we will kind of get together, assess what your situation is, and kind of go from there. Now, Viana is out today. Crystal is a little under the weather, so I think she's going to be leaving early. So start giving us a call on Monday. You could shoot us an email as well, because you're going to get my a thank you email for attending. You can reply to that, or you also got it on the registration, if I'm not mistaken. But if I don't have any other questions, I'll let everybody go today, and hopefully you found this helpful and spark some interest in some opportunity that we can work with you on. Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? Sold. All right, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate your time.